All my niggas ballin' like Curry. Your bitch makes that bitch like a McFlurry. Damn, my chains icy, I'm looking furry. Yo, bitch, yeah, she purty. Nigga, hurry. I promise you I'll pop.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. This is episode number 17 of my poker vlog. We are back from Chicago, Siberia, and we are in Palm Springs currently, which means we get to play at Agua Caliente. First, I want to go over a couple quick things that I addressed in the last video. We had two winners of the comments on roasting my sister. For those of you that watched the last video, I won, which means that I give away two people $10. So I picked two comments that I thought were the funniest. And the first one goes to I Want It All 21, who says, "Have you and your sister ever been in the same place at the same time? Quit playing, bro, and take off the wig." Dude says, "Your sister looks like the reflection of someone in the back of the spoon." Yeah, so those are the two winners. I can't believe I'm giving people money for roasting my sister, but it is what it is. Those are the two winners. Congratulations. This weekend it's Memorial Day, so at Agua Caliente they're running a special Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They have 3 tournaments, 6K guaranteed each. It's $170 buy-in with $50 rebuys. I'm gonna play in all 3 of them. I think I'm gonna play them super aggressively. The worst case scenario, I have to buy in for $50. That's not the end of the world. There's also a $20 add-on for a certain amount of chips after the rebuy period, so I'm definitely going to be adding on for that as well. There shouldn't be more than 30 to 40 people entered. If we can outlast 40 people, we'll take down over $2 grand, so let's run it up. With 16K in a starting stack, we win a small pot with pocket queens. We then lose an ace-9 to ace-10 on an ace-high board with his 10 kicker plays. That was around 20K in that pot, so that was unfortunate. So we pick up the action here after the first break. We chipped up to 36,000 here from our original 16K starting stack. There was exactly 40 people that entered this tournament, so the prize pool was $6,100. We did the $20 add-on, which is $25,000, and I know what you're thinking, $25,000 for $20 is crazy, considering that you have to pay $170 to get 16,000 chips. You can pay $20 to get 25,000. It's a no-brainer, you have to do it. So the play doesn't really begin until right now, because everyone, regardless of their stack, if they have like 2,000 or 16,000, before the add-on, you just add on for 25K and you're basically all in the same realm in terms of big blinds. So we now have 51,000 in our stack. The rebuy period is over. The blinds are 1,000, 2,000, and we look down at ace of clubs, 3 of hearts from the hijack. Folds to me and I bet 4,500. The button calls and the big blind calls. So we're going 3 ways to the flop with around 14.5K in the pot, which comes 4 of diamonds, king of diamonds, ace of spades. We obviously make top pair here with a pretty marginal kicker. The big blind leads into us for 5K here, which is strange. He's going out of flow. Regardless, we're not going anywhere, so we put in the call and the button folds. Doing heads up to the turn here with around 24.5K in the pot, which comes the 10 of clubs. Checks it over to me here, and I'm going to check it behind here for deception and also pot control. I don't think a pair of aces with a 3 kicker is going to get 3 streets of value. So we're just going to check behind here and see what he does on the river, maybe catch a bluff, etc. So with 24.5K in the pot, the river comes to 7 of diamonds, which brings in the front door diamond draw. So we're definitely not going to be raising here if he puts in a bet, which he does. He puts in 5K and 5K into 24.5K. We are going nowhere for that price, so we put in the call. He shows king 8 offsuit for a pair of kings, but nothing else. Can't tell if he was bluffing or just overvaluing his kings, given that we checked back on the turn. Either way, we scoop that 34.5K pot. We're going to go on to the next hand. We now have 65,000 in our stack at 1,000, 2,000 blinds. We're under the gun and someone shoves all in for 6K. I call with pocket 7s and the big blind also just flat calls. So we're going heads up to the flop with one person already all in. Flop with 19K in the pot comes king of hearts, 5 of clubs, deuce of diamonds. The big blind checks it over to me here and I put in a 4K bet into 19. I think it's pretty small here, but I still want to deny equity to any hands that have not been made yet. We have pocket 7s, we have a made hand. There's only one overcard to our 7, so ace queen, ace jack, 10 jack, those kind of hands that are just going to be flat calling pre-flop. I want to charge them a little bit. He puts in the call here, so we're going heads up to the turn with 27k in the pot, which comes a 6 of clubs. He checks it over to us, and I check it behind here for the same reason I did it with the ace hand, just pot control, deception, etc. The river comes to 10 of hearts here, putting another card over our 7s. Goes check, check again, and he shows ace 3. The person who's all in for 6k just mucks, so we don't know what she had. So we're going to end up scooping that 27K pot.
I followed him big time, but you know, I was just...
So we made it to the second break. We have around 74K in our stack. There's 22 people remaining out of the 40 people who entered. And we pick up the action here where we chip up to 83K. Blinds are 2,000, 4,000. I have pocket 8s. Raise it up to 18,000 here over one limper. And the button puts in the call and the limper folds. Swing heads up to the flop here with 44K in the pot, which comes 5 of spades, 7 of clubs, 3 of hearts. I go all in for 65K. Ends up folding ace 10 offsuit. So we're just going to take down that pot uncontested. I think I like our gem there. We have 65K and there's 44K in the pot. Obviously we get a hand with equity to fold, which is never a bad thing in a tournament, given that there's still 2 more cards to come. So I'm fine with our gem there. We're going to take down the pot and not risk getting busted. We have 105K now in our stack at the 3,000, 6,000 blind level. We have pocket jacks in the hijack, and I raise it up to 18K over one limp, and only the button puts in the call. With 51K in the pot, the flop comes queen of clubs, 8 of clubs, 7 of hearts. So obviously we don't like that queen because it's an overcard to our jack. However, with just one overcard, it's not the worst situation in the world. So I'm going to be putting in the check here. So I put in the check here and he bets 15K into 51. Obviously I'm going nowhere for that price and I put in the call. The turn with 81K in it comes another queen, the queen of spades. So it makes it less likely that he has a queen in his hand. So if he bets here again, I'm going to be going nowhere. Obviously I hope that it goes check check and then I can maybe get a bet in on the river and just see the river so it's not an ace or a king. But that's not what he does. He bets now larger, 50K into 81K, and I go into the tank here. I'm not waiting too heavily on a fold here, but I'm still just evaluating all my options. I have around 55K behind, so it's basically an all-in or fold in this situation. He bet bigger on the turn, and I think that if he had a queen, he wouldn't bet as big, because obviously he has trips, and is less likely that I have trips. So I think that this is usually a pocket pair, or an ace-king type of hand, really just going for a double barrel. So I go all in with my jacks. I go for 55K. He obviously snap calls because it's 5K more to him to win a huge pot. He shows pocket 9, so we have him in bad shape, which is great for us. The river with 191K in the pot comes the 8 of hearts, so his 9s go down in flames. We're going to scoop that 190K pot here, and we are making our way up the ladder.
Jacks are good. 6 more. 6 more.
We chip our way up to 221K. That's where we pick up the action in this next hand. The blind level is 3,000, 6,000, and we have pocket queens. We're in the under the gun position, and I raise it up to 16K here. A little less than 3x, which is what I usually do. I try to stay in the neighborhood of 2.5 to 3x. The big blind is the only person who puts in the call, so we're going heads up to the flop with 35K in it, which comes 4 of spades, 4 of clubs, 6 of hearts. The action goes check check on the flop. I'm going for a little deception here. I don't really think there's that much we can get value of. I think a lot of ace highs will just fold unless they're getting stubborn. We really want them to catch up on the turn when we can be putting in a bet there and getting some value. The turn with 35K in it comes the 10 of diamonds. He checks it over to us here, and now we have to go for value. We have a really strong hand that's pretty much always good. I don't think he'd really have any 4s in his range. So I put him all in for 20K. That's all he had left, 20K into 35K. He should be calling with all pocket pairs pretty much. Any 10s that connected with that should be calling. And that's exactly what he does. He calls with king 10. That's exactly what we wanted to happen. He obviously wouldn't have called a bet on the flop, so us checking back on the flop gives us value here on the turn, except for the fact that the river comes a king, giving him 2 pair. So we end up trapping him on the flop, but then he gets us on the turn and the river. So he's going to scoop that 75K pot, and that kind of hurts.
Whoa!
What happened?
49ers. How'd you pull that off?
I have no...
There's now 20 players left at this point, so half the field is gone. Top 5 pay here, although people seem to chop somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 people remaining. So we're playing for the final table, and then we'll see what happens. We have 188K in our stack here. We're at the 5K, 10K blind level. We're on the button with king of diamonds, queen of spades. Folds to me on the button, and obviously we're going to be putting in a raise here all day. We're going to be raising from the button when it gets folded to us. A lot weaker of hands, so king, queen offsuit is definitely a welcome sight. I raise it up to 25K, which is 2.5 25x, and only the big blind calls. So we're going heads up to the flop with 55k in it, which comes ace of diamonds, jack of diamonds, 9 of clubs. Flop action goes check, check here, so we go to the turn. The turn comes the 5 of diamonds here, and that also goes check, check. I don't really think there's a point to be betting here. Obviously, when it gets checked to us twice here, he's saying that he doesn't have that strong of a hand. But at the same time, when we check twice, it's saying that we don't really have that strong of a hand. We also pick up the diamond draw on the turn, so if another diamond comes, we have the nut diamond. Given the fact that there is an ace on board, we have the king of diamonds, which is pretty cool. Either way, we're going to go to the river, which comes the 3 of diamonds. So we have the nut flush. We can't lose to any other flushes. He only has around 50k left in his stack, which is little less than a pot-sized bet here. And I think if he has a diamond, a high diamond to be exact, I think he's going to be calling pretty much any size of a bet. So I just shove all in here, putting him to the test with 50k, and he folds. I asked him later if he had a diamond. He said no. So I think that was a good bet. Just unfortunate he didn't have a hand that he could call with. He probably had a 1 pair type hand, if that, considering he didn't put any extra money in after the flop.
Steve C. 139 Steve.
The next 3 hands are all pre-flop, all ins. So I'm just going to run them over real quick. At the 5k, 10k blind level, we have 233k in our stack. We have ace king against queen 10.
Queen 10.
It'd be nice to have 2 cards.
You don't even get to see a flop.
That would be a tough way to go. Maybe you get 3 of them that are better.
Yeah, baby. What happened? Oh, no 10. I don't want no goddamn 10.
We lose that flip for 50k. We then have 185k in our stack at the 8k, 16k blind levels.
Yeah. 6-9.
And we lose to 6-9 when they turn 2 pair against our ace jack. That was around a 45k pot. So we lose 2 all-ins there where we're a pretty good favorite. So that's unfortunate. But then with 164k in our stack at the 8k, 16k blind level, we finally win one. We have king jack and we beat ace 7 in an 85k pot. And that brings us to the final table. The final table, we have 190,000 in chips, which is top 5, but everyone is pretty even at this point. So a chop is discussed, and out of the 10 people at the table, I'm the only person who opposes the chop, given the fact that there's a shorter stack with around 5 blinds left behind. I kind of wanted to see him get eliminated, and then we could maybe chop. And the table ended up negotiating with a guy and gave him $300 instead of the $650 that everyone else got. So we ended up chopping. Obviously, I think I had an edge in the game, so looking back on it now, I think I really wish I would have just stuck to my original thought and played out the rest of the tournament, maybe chopping at 5 or something like that. For my first tournament here at Agua, I'm happy with $650. So we cashed out for $647, which is a net profit of $457. We ended up playing for around 5 hours, so I think that's somewhere around maybe $75 an hour, which is pretty cool. All around a cool experience. I don't play tournaments that often. If you look at all my videos, there's only been one other tournament that I've played here, but I think the next 2 or 3 videos will all be tournament vlogs. So if you like this kind of thing, if you're a Jeff Boski supporter, you're gonna like the next 3 videos. Thanks for staying tuned to the end of the video. I hope this was entertaining and fun for you guys to watch. If you have any suggestions for what I can do better, comment down below. If you have any critiques on the way I played any of the hands, or if you're a tournament expert, please let me know what I could have done better and what things I should keep in mind for the next 2 days. As always, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe, and make sure you turn on the bell icon so that way you're notified when I post. And as always, good luck at the tables. I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Thanks for watching to the end of my video. Click my head below to subscribe and stay in the loop. See you next time.